Perhaps we should pause for the day.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our favorite Polin moments from all 3 seasons of Bridgerton.
For God's sake, Penelope Featherington, are you going to marry me or not?
Number 10. Dancing in Church. Ahead of the wedding, the Bridgertons and the Featheringtons go to church to have their banns read, along with a handful of other fashionable couples.
Very well. Mr. Bridgerton and Miss Featherington shall be married here in 3 weeks' time.
They can't help but steal glances throughout, and at the end, they're left alone in the church. Here, Penelope finally admits that she's been in love with Colin for the entire time they've known each other.
That I have loved you since the moment we met. An embarrassingly long time, really.
The viewers already knew this, of course, but Colin remained oblivious for years.
I will spend a lifetime begging your forgiveness for not seeing you sooner.
He apologizes for his oversight and pledges to spend the rest of his life making it up to her, and the two share a dance.
Colin, what are you doing?
I'm not dancing. My future wife in a church where we'll be married.
Readers of the books will know that this is a callback to the scene where they dance together in Berkeley Square. Number 9. The Wedding. The weddings are usually the height of romance. In Bridgerton, they're often fraught with drama. We had Simon and Daphne's hasty nuptials, and then Anthony and Edwina's cancelled matrimony.
I, Colin Bridgerton, take thee, Penelope Featherington, to be my wedded wife.
Polin didn't buck the trend completely, but Colin did put aside his anger with her at the 11th hour thanks to Anthony and Kate intervening.
I, Penelope Featherington, take thee, Colin Bridgerton.
Penelope's dress was stunning, and if there were any doubters left in the town about this match, they were surely swayed seeing them make their vows to each other.
But I should like to dance with my husband in the light of day. We can dance in a church, why not here?
We certainly weren't doubting them, though, and we loved their daylit dance during the celebrations. These two just can't stop dancing in places they're not supposed to. Number 8. Exposing Lord Featherington. Unbeknownst to Penelope, the Featheringtons are in dire straits throughout Season 2, because the new heir Jack has no money.
Dazzling. Except the clasp was broken.
Is it?
Might I mend it for you?
He and Portia hatch a scheme to con the gullible members of society into investing in his fraudulent mines, but Colin soon becomes wise to it.
Come with me.
Colin gets one of Lord Featherington's ruby necklaces from Cressida Cowper, and then leads Penelope into a private room.
Penelope, Mr. Bridgerton.
What is the meaning of this?
The meaning is that this necklace is a fraud.
When Jack and Portia arrive, he exposes the fraud and orders Lord Featherington to return all the money he's taken so far.
It is out of concern for their reputation alone that I will only address this matter in private.
This leads to Portia throwing him out for good and securing her daughter's futures, all thanks to Colin heroically intervening. Number 7. They almost make it. Fans of the books know that no profession of love was coming back in Season 1, but we got our hopes up for a moment when Penelope was clearly on the brink of confessing.
I owe you an apology. I did not see it at first, but I know you were only trying to prevent me from heartache with Miss Thompson.
Penn spent the whole season trying to push Colin and Marina apart, eventually succeeding after outing Marina's scandalous pregnancy via Lady Whistledown.
One finds oneself in such an incredible position and, well, one should declare it. Assuredly, fervently, loudly.
But in the process, she persuaded Colin to finally begin his travels around Europe. Just when we think she's going to tell him, he reveals that he's leaving the next day, and she stays silent.
I'm leaving. First thing tomorrow morning, I begin my tour.
They were so close, but so far. Then again, Colin had a lot of growing up to do before realizing that Penelope Featherington is his ideal wife.
Oh, what was it you wished to say?
I don't remember.
Should we dance?
No, I'm all danced out for the night. Colin.
Number 6. Colin admits he's jealous. Though Colin is rightfully angry at Penelope for the things she wrote about him and Marina as Lady Whistledown, he's feeling some other things about her too.
You do not sound as if you hate Whistledown. You sound as if you are jealous of her.
No, I'm not.
It's surprisingly pointed out by Cressida when Colin tries to talk her out of threatening them. It doesn't work, but he does realize that she's right.
Pen, ever since I found out you were Whistledown, I've done everything I can to try to separate you from her.
Later, he admits it to himself and to Penelope. He's felt so aimless his entire life that he's jealous of her achievements as Lady Whistledown, Mayfair's most popular and renowned writer.
I think in truth, I've been envious of you, of your success.
After that, he's able to accept her help with editing his journals and becomes published by the time of the season's epilogue. Number 5. The First Kiss. At this point, Colin's still completely oblivious to what's stirring between himself and Penelope. When he arrives at the Featherington house to check on her later that evening, after the Ton discovers their plot to secure her a match, she makes this request.
Do you kiss me?
Penelope.
It would not have to mean anything.
Fearing that she may never be kissed by anyone, she begs Colin to be her first.
I am nearly on the shelf and I have never been kissed and I am not certain I ever will be. I could die tomorrow.
You're not going to die tomorrow.
But I could and it would kill me.
Though he's initially hesitant, he can't help but indulge her request, and of course, sparks fly. Colin is bereft when Penelope leaves him alone in the garden and immediately begins to relive the moment through his dreams and fantasies. Number 4. Broken Glass. Colin brings Penelope to Bridgerton House to continue his lessons in how to charm a suitor. After Colin challenges Penelope to practice her flirting on him, things get a little heated.
I might say something like that if you were a suitor.
Well, that was rather direct.
Eloise returns, and Penelope goes to Colin's study to hide, where she happens across his journal.
Pen, were you reading that?
No, I did not mean to.
You did not mean to pick up my journal and read it.
Upon discovering her reading his private thoughts, Colin loses composure and accidentally cuts his hand on broken glass.
Damn!
Colin, your hand.
It is nothing.
It's not nothing. Stay there.
This is a scene lifted straight from the books, and it culminates with Penelope tending to Colin's wound and encouraging him in his literary pursuits.
Your writing. It's very good.
Fans were delighted to see that this popular scene made it into the show, though in the books, he hurts himself with a letter opener. Number 3. The Balloon. This perilous moment came in the 3rd episode of Season 3 and was written in to be Colin's, quote, moment of thirst, in the words of Bridgerton's new showrunner Jess Brownell.
Help me! Now!
The entire balloon show was a clever ruse to show off Luke Newton's rippling forearms, and it certainly worked, though it's a shame Penelope was too distracted by the mortal peril the balloon posed to notice.
Miss Featherington!
The other ladies of the Ton got to indulge, though, and Penelope was rescued by Colin and his band of gentlemen as they wrangled the balloon and rescued everyone from that deadly basket.
1, 2, 3, me!
Who knew what could have happened to Penelope if Colin hadn't been there?
Well done, Bridgerton.
Number 2. The Carriage Ride.
Penelope,
I do not wish to speak with you.
please.
Each season, Bridgerton bests itself where the declarations of love are concerned. From I burn for you to you are the object of all my desires, Polin had a lot to live up to.
Feelings like dreaming of you when I'm asleep, and in fact, preferring sleep because that is where I might find you.
But finally, Colin comes clean to Penelope on the carriage ride home, after she's just been unceremoniously rejected by Lord Debling.
A feeling that is like torture, but one which I cannot, will not, do not want to give up.
Penelope can hardly believe her ears when he tells her she's been haunting his dreams, and for a second, it looks like she might not let herself believe that happiness is within reach.
I'd very much like to be more than friends. So much more.
But of course, she does, and all that tension that's built up between them is finally released. After all that, Colin asks her to marry him, and obviously she says yes. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Reflections.
I know it does not look like much now, but once we lay out some of our furnishings and decorations.
This was the scene we were all waiting for. Much was made in the run-up to release of Colin's mirror-related fantasies, with a lot of the promotional photos being of Polin looking at themselves in mirrors.
I will always stand up for you. Because I love you. Pen.
And the mirror scene finally arrived in the 5th episode, where Colin, having just defended Penelope's honor to Lady Featherington, takes her to another Bridgerton property, announcing that they're going to live there. They take the opportunity of being alone with no servants to make things more official, as it were.
You must tell me to stop if you do not wish for this.
I do not wish for you to stop.
We can't actually show you most of the scene itself because YouTube won't let us. But yes, the rumors are true. They did break the couch.
Do I look a mess?
Yes. But you are my mess.
Let us know in the comments what your favorite Polin moment has been from the whole show.
My only purpose in life is to love a woman as great as you. And I will be a very fulfilled man indeed.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.